everybody, and welcome back to the channel for another live show. Yes, that's right, we're back today to, of course, discuss and do a little preview for the England match later on as we take on Slovakia in the last 16. Of course, the knockout stage beginning for both sides, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I thought I'd do it live today. Obviously, I've been doing pre-recorded videos of these previews I've been doing for England, but I thought that no, I do like the interactive side of it, letting you guys come in and share your thoughts too live. So yeah, no, I thought I'd do it live today. But yeah, big up to everyone. Hope you're all having a good weekend. And yeah, obviously it's Sunday, and we're ready for. Well, I don't know if we're ready for the game tonight because it's probably going to be another difficult watch. But no, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, big up to everyone that's tuning in, by the way. Aiden says, make sure to smash likes, everyone, and subscribe if you're on YouTube. Big up to you, Aiden. Always in here, no matter what. No matter how busy you are, you're always here. New logo tomorrow. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, look, you've just put it on the plate for me there just to let people know who haven't already seen. Obviously, I am launching my new logo tomorrow. I'm so excited to show you guys, to be honest with you. Anybody that knows me will know that I've not really taken to the logo that I've currently got, and I was going to change it mid-season, but I thought no, let's just leave it until the end of the season, and then in the summer, obviously, sort out a new logo for the channel. So yeah, no, look, I'm excited to show you guys. I think it's a lot better. It looks a lot more pieced together nicely. It just looks really good. So I'm really excited. So stay tuned for that tomorrow. But yeah, thank you for. Well, you haven't reminded me, but it was a nice introduction into what I was going to say about that. Aiden, hope you're okay, mate, and come on England. Yeah, I'm all right, thank you. Hope you're well too, Aiden, of course. And yeah, come on England indeed. So yeah, I mean, let's get into it, guys, because obviously we are going to kind of speak about the game now later on, obviously. And I think for me, we cannot take this Slovakian team lightly. I know that people said when we found out that Slovakia was playing, it was, oh, that's a lot, that's an easier draw and all this, right? Over the Netherlands, which, okay, yeah, it is, if I'm honest with you, it is. But it doesn't mean that Slovakia are going to be any pushovers. Look what they did against Belgium in the group stage. Not knocking them out, but obviously winning the game and shocking everybody. And Slovakia have got some key players that I am going to mention as we go along. I'm going to kind of bombard you a bit with stats this afternoon, but only for context, because I just want to kind of look. We can say that England have got so much better side. They've got so much more quality than Slovakia. But I want to look at a few matchups in the midfield. Obviously, third forward as well. And I want to kind of compare, the two stats together. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. But I mean, the game that I expect, I think we're going to have quite a lot of the ball. Although Slovakia have shown that they do like the ball as well, averaging quite a lot of possession in their 3 games. But I think that we will have the ball quite a bit, but again, it's what you do with it. And we've shown that we aren't able to move the ball quickly. We aren't able to get forward and cause a lot more problems than we have been doing lately in the final third. But I just think we've got to be careful with Slovakia's attacking players and one particular midfielder that I'm going to mention as well. But I'm not going to say anything about that until we get into the actual stats, because then otherwise it's going to not ruin it. But you know what I mean. I just want to kind of talk about that in a moment. But yeah, that's what I kind of get. I do expect to have a bit more of the ball. Slovakia will still have chances, I believe. I mean, let's just hope we don't go 1-0 up in the early stages, because we know what will happen when we do. Because it's happened time and time again, hasn't it? This way of this manager is consistently score a goal and then sit back on that lead and just go, just get the job done in that way. But you're living life dangerously doing that, I'm afraid, and I don't agree with the approach at all. I've already made it clear about that, really. It's going to be another clown-gate boring match today. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I mean, look, I long for the day where we can actually look forward to watching England play. And I'm afraid, whilst this manager's here, we will not have that luxury. And that's been proven over the past 8 years he's been here. Just consistently boring, horrible to watch, anti-football, I would probably say it is, because it's just horrendous, and so, like I say, we need to turn on the gas now and pull our socks, because this is where it gets serious now. I mean, yeah, we do, but the problem I've got here is that this is where the serious stuff starts. I understand what you're saying there, but I think, for me, I know we can't change what's happened in the group stage. We got through the group on 4 points and we're through, right? But if we're being honest, we needed to have a bit of momentum, right, going into the knockouts, right? And unfortunately, even though we have got results, and and to be fair, the last game, the 0-0 and then the 1-1 against Denmark was horrendous. So that was, they're not really. It's not like we performed badly and won. Still, we performed quite poorly, and we end up drawing the last two group stage games. So there's no momentum from us. Slovakia, I mean, look, they'll know that all the pressure is on us. All the pressure is on us. So they could play with freedom and just see how they get on and just play the football and just showcase what they're about, And so look, I would have liked momentum, and we haven't got that. That worries me. But it's we can't change what's happened. But that was just what I wanted to say about that. Now, what I am going to do is I did say I'm going to look at the key players, but I think I'm going to start with starting lineups. Now, obviously, I'll go with the England team first, and then I've kind of gone for a predicted lineup that I think Slovakia will go with. So, this is my lineup that I would like to see tonight against Slovakia. And I'll go through it step by step, guys, because, look, people may be surprised by a few of these, but maybe people will agree. Let me know your starting 11. Now, to be fair, I kind of did this and I thought, well, it doesn't really make a difference what we think. Southgate will continue to be the stubborn self he is and probably not make many change anyway. But this is the team I would go with, and I'm sticking to what I think we should go with. So, as always, John Pickford starts in goal, obviously our number one. Now, I have reshuffled the defence a bit, as you can probably see here. Now, I've put Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back. And I've gone with John Stones and Mark Gay in the middle, obviously the same as what it was before. But then I've put Kyle Walker at left back, because obviously Trippier isn't going to be fit for tonight. And I do believe this is the best. Obviously, Walker can play with both feet. He looks quite comfortable. Yes, okay, right, he's probably a bit better on the right, but he still looks a lot more better on the left than the likes of Trippier, for example. So, but Trippier's out anyway, so he can't play. Now, for the two DM positions there, now, to be honest with you, I think not just, but I think maybe the one would do, and obviously let probably Manu get forward a bit more than Rice, and Rice can just sit in front of that back four just for extra protection there in case of a counter attack by Slovakia. But Manu has to start. I'm sorry. He showed in the 45 minutes in the last game that he has earned a start. And I think that, the way he controls the game, gets a tackle in, when he has the ball as well, I just feel comfortable when he's on the ball. I just think he always seems to get out of the situation he's in more often than not. And I think he's fearless. You saw in the last game, he was making runs as well and trying to get the team up the field too. So, no, Manu for me has to start in that position. It's about time that Southgate decides to start him because, yeah, he deserves it. Declan Rice, of course, alongside him. We know what Declan Rice is about and fantastic for Arsenal. And yeah, obviously, I think I'm actually going to go into a few of his stats a bit later on too, in a bit more detail about how he's done in the Euros so far. And then I have shifted it. I have kind of changed it up a bit. Sorry, not shifted. Changed it up a bit in the forward lines here. And I've gone for Cole Palmer on the right. I think Cole Palmer looked great when he came. And I think, again, let's just see what he can do from the start. By the way, I haven't got anything against Bukayo Saka. I think Saka's been good. I'm not saying he hasn't, but he hasn't looked as lively as what he maybe look like for Arsenal. He does look a bit tired. So maybe he's an option from the bench. And Cole Palmer, will be a lot fresher because he hasn't played much in the last few games. So I think he should start again. And like I say, he can make those runs in behind and try and feed the ball into Kane and obviously Bellingham that will hopefully be making some runs into the box too. And obviously, like I said, Bellingham in the cam position there. And I've gone for Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon is a player that came on in the last 5 minutes. Don't know why he came on so late, by the way, but he came on in the last 5 minutes in the last game, and he looked very, very good. He's our only left-sided winger. So he can get in behind. He can make the runs. He's got a lot of pace. So again, I think he's a good option to have in that position, and let's just see what he can do from the start. Just give him a chance. And then obviously I've gone for Harry Kane up front. I know Harry Kane has looked a bit jaded recently, but I just think we have to start with him. He's obviously our best striker, so we have to start him. I do like Ollie Watkins. It's a shame that we can't play them both up there because I do think they would kind of complement each other quite well, Kane and Watkins. But obviously the system we play, we're just not able to fit them both in, unfortunately, at the moment. So it is what it is. Let's have a look at the comments. By the way, I've kind of gone through my lines. So let's have a look what you're going with. Aiden's gone with a lineup. 4-2-3-1. You've gone for Pickford in goal, Walker, Gay, Stones, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Rice, and you've gone for Wharton in the DM position alongside him. Fair enough. I mean, look, I think Wharton's a fantastic player. I've said it before. I think he's coming to Crystal Palace in January in the Premier League and just looked like he's been there for years. He's really settled in nicely. He's got such a great range of passing as well and control of the ball and loves a tackle too. So yeah, but fair enough. But for me, I would start Manu just because I think he just edges Wharton just slightly at the moment. But if Wharton started, I wouldn't complain. But yeah, I just think Manu potentially over him just. You've gone for Palmer, Bellingham, Gordon, and then Kane. So you've gone for pretty much the same lineup apart from Wharton. Obviously, I went for Manu. So yeah, but yeah, nice lineup to be fair, Aiden. Fair enough. Nice one. Thanks for posting yours. Posting your lineup. Hello, Doug. Afternoon, Ryan. He says afternoon to you, Doug. How are you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Wagwan, Mr. Ryan, Daily Donna Diary. Hello there. Thank you for tuning in. Doug says that looks a good lineup. It would be nice to see Palmer and Gordon get minutes. I'm glad to see Manu starting tonight. Yeah, no, I just think we need to change it up a bit. We need to change. Obviously, I say we. Obviously, you don't support England, but obviously quite a few on here do that are tuning in at the moment. But yeah, but I just think we need to change it up a bit. And I think Gordon and Palmer on each wing. I just think that would really excite me if I saw that starting line. Now, to be honest with you, we know that's what Southgate's like. He probably won't do that, but I'm going to stick to what I think is the best lineup, and I don't really care whether Southgate will go with it or not. We know the likelihood is he won't, but because he's not brave enough. He's not brave enough to make these big decisions, and he's been proven that in the past. But anyway, I'm not going on the Southgate rant right now. So let's have a look at the predicted lineup that I have done a bit of research. The predicted lineup for Slovakia. in this game. So, by the way, you can probably tell that I haven't got a picture for Kuka. Kuka wasn't actually, when I searched him, when you create your line, when I searched him, it wasn't actually coming up with anything. So I had to just put his name in there. So that's why there's a blank on the left of that midfield. Anyway, I'm going to go through this lineup. So Dubravka obviously starts in goal. Pekarik in defence, right back. Vavro in the centre with Skriniar, and David Hanko at left back. And then the three in the midfield, they're going to go with Kuka, Lobotka, and Duda. And then, obviously, the forward line, they've got, obviously, Scrans, Bozanik, and Haraslin. So, yeah, I think that is the line we expect to see tonight in terms of who we're going to be facing. Look, they've got some good players in here. And I do, obviously, Dubravka knows a lot about the Premier League. And he will obviously give a few insights to his teammates about what to expect. Well, I suppose the team will know what to expect, but he'll be able to give more details about these players, because obviously most of them do play in the Premier League. Not all of them, of course. But yeah, I mean, look, Skriniar at centre-half, he's a really good defender. Further forward, obviously in midfield, I've really been impressed with Lobotka. I think he's been outstanding. I think he's really controlled the games. He's really looked comfortable on the ball, great passing range. And yeah, he's looked brilliant. I also like Duda. I think Duda is another player that's one to look out for. I think he really is a clever, intricate player. And I think he does cause a few problems. Obviously, Scrans has got a couple of goals to his name so far in this tournament. He's definitely a danger to look out for, even further forward there. I'm not too thingy on the centre forward. They've got Bozanik. I don't think he's done much at all. I'm not too convinced by him, but he has got players around him. He could potentially link up with these to set them up, or maybe he will get a goal. But I don't think he has looked quite poor him out of the three of these players in the forward line. And Haraslin has looked quite good as well in that. That left side too. He's caused a few problems to opposition defences. So, look, that's the lineup I think I do expect to see from Slovakia this evening. In that there. So, Doug says if Slovakia have any chance tonight, they need to get the first goal. They have to score first in every game in the group stage. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, having said that though, Doug, I know you say this, but I said earlier that when England score first, what do? We sit back. So Slovakia will be encouraged by that, and they will still be in the game even if they concede first. So I don't necessarily think that they need to get the first goal to win, personally. Because we've seen what England are like, and the way we are, this manager seems to think that's the best way, when it clearly isn't, because it's been proven it hasn't been over time and time again. But again, too stubborn for his own good, so that's why he continues to persist when he knows full well it's not actually going to work consistently doing that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Obviously, they have scored in every game so far. So yeah, I mean, look, Slovakia. You do make some good points there, to be honest with you. So yeah, like I said, there are going to be a lot of stats in this video, guys. I did want to kind of compare a few players, see the battles in midfield and things like that. So I do want to kind of get quite a lot of stats in here. So I hope you don't mind that. I don't want to overstat you guys, but I thought it's just the best way to back up and kind of compare the data. Now, what I will do first is let's have a look at Slovakia's overall key stats, overall as a team, in this. So this is the key stats they've had from the 3 games they've played so far in the Euros. So obviously they've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 1. They've scored 3 goals. So like Doug said, they have scored in every game. They have also conceded 3 goals. So they average 1 goal every game. They concede 1 goal every game. Their possession on average is 51%. So again, I go back to it. They do like the ball. The passing accuracy is 83%. Balls recovered 113, tackles 113, clean sheets 1, saves 12, distance covered 342.36. A couple of bookings in there and no red cards. Now moving on to the attacking stats, which obviously will be interesting to see if they obviously do end up getting another goal tonight or if they don't. We've had 37 attempts on total in total. Attempts on target 13, 16 off target, and 8 blocked. So now the assists, 3 attacks, 131 clear-cut chances, 1. So yeah, again, the attacking stats, you could say that 16 attempts off target is quite poor, but they've still managed to get 13 on target over 3 games, across 3 games. So look, the average, probably say, is about 4 attempts on target they get in each game, right? What they've had so far. Now the defending, 35 tackles, 13 tackles won, 22 tackles lost. Ball recovered, 113, 11 blocks. They've conceded 1 penalty. Clearances completed 32 out of 50. 12 conceded off target. Attempts conceded on target 15. So they are a bit of they have got strengths, but they've also got weaknesses. Now the goalkeeping, obviously, Dubravka's made 12 saves, 1 save from 3 direct free kicks. They've conceded 3 goals, as I said earlier. They've had 1 clean sheet, and a few other stats there that you can see on the screen here. Obviously, claims, high claims, low claims, punches made, and things like that. Now. So yeah, I mean, look, they have got strengths though. You know, the fact that they've scored in every game, 1 goal each game, could say maybe have maybe got 2 or 3 goals in those games, but they've still managed to score 1. I think defensively, they like I said, they have got some good players in the defence. I think Skriniar obviously being the standout player, but I also like that Vavro. I think Vavro has got that good connection with Skriniar, and and obviously Pekarik likes to get down that wing, and so does Hanko on the left hand side. So yeah, I mean, they have got a good squad, and that's why I go back to it. I'm not taking these lightly, and I think it is going to be a tough game tonight. We have to give Slovakia the respect they deserve. Now looking at England then in the tournament so far. Now, obviously, we've won 1, drawn 2, and lost none. We've scored 2 goals. So, ironically, Slovakia have scored more goals than us, but yet people are saying Slovakia is the easier draw. Well, some England fans are anyway. But in reality, I know it's only 1 goal difference, so these 2 sides haven't scored goals for fun so far, but they've still got more goals than us. Mind you, it doesn't really surprise us, does it? Really, with the way we set up and the way it's so handbrake on kind of football. I kind of look at it as. We've conceded 1 goal. Obviously, they've conceded more than us. The possession we have had on average 59.67%, 90% passing accuracy, 118 ball recovered, tackles on 16, 2 clean sheets. 8 saves, 336.09 kilometres on average covered, 4 yellow cards and no red cards. Now, if you look at the attacking stats here, like I said, we have only scored 2 goals. And yeah, obviously that's that. And then the defending. Now, we in total 33 tackles, 16 tackles won, 17 lost. 118 balls recovered. Now, in the clearances department, they have had 29 out of 39 clearances completed, and the blocks they've made are 10. Other kind of things, attempt to concede off target 8, attempt to concede on target 9. So defensively, it's not been too bad overall. We could possibly be doing with getting a few more tackles would, because obviously we are we've lost more than we've won, so it is a bit questionable. And the goalkeeping, like I say, 8 saves, so we conceded 1 goal, 2 clean sheets, and a few more stats there for you. Claims 7, high claims 1. Like I say, all the punches made 2. So that's England's perspective and Slovakia's perspective. So if you look at the 2 key stats together, look, the passing accuracy from England is a lot better than Slovakia, only by about 7%, so it's not much in it. And like I say, they have conceded a few more goals than us, but they've actually scored more goals than us by 1. And so yeah, I mean, look, the stats are kind of balanced out, kind of a bit there. Now, as I said, I do want to look at a few players that I think the key battles in the midfield area first of all. So I'm going to start with Slovakia. I'm going to start with this guy that I mentioned earlier, and that is Lobotka. Lobotka has been outstanding in that midfield for Slovakia. I really like watching him when I've seen them play, and I think I kind of match him up with Declan Rice. So that's the battle I see in that midfield, right? Obviously, Manu. I was going to probably include Manu in the stats, but he hasn't played enough in these Euros for me to kind of give an accurate kind of description of what, you know, of the 2 players combined. So, but Manu and Rice will probably, you know, they'll kind of interchange that in terms of trying to deal with Lobotka as well. But I've kind of gone with Lobotka and Rice in this one. So let's have a look at Lobotka's stats so far in the Euros. So he's played 3 matches, obviously 270 minutes played. His passing accuracy has been 93%, so the same as England's overall passing accuracy. So his passing is more or less spot on. Okay, 7% less than 100, but he gets more often than not, he finds the pass, right? Now, his speed, 32.9 kilometers. Distance covered, 34.28 kilometers. So again, covers a lot of ground. And so yeah, if you do your maths, that works out at, oh my goodness, I wish I would have worked this out before. About 11 kilometers, about 11-ish kilometers per game in the 3 games he's played so far, right? So he covers that ground. He does cover quite a bit of ground. Now, his distribution, as I said, his passes completed. He's completed 172 out of 184 he's made. So again, the passing accuracy is so good. Short passes completed 36 out of 38. Medium passes 122 out of 130. Long passes completed 14 out of 16. So really got a good eye for a pass, spraying the ball across the wings, and really trying to, you know, get a ball in behind for one of the forward players to get in and get a chance to score. And a few other stats there that is kind of on the screen, which you can see. But yeah, really impressive. Now, his defensive duels and his defending overall, I mean, he's won 2 tackles out of 3. He's lost 1. 20 balls recovered. So again, he's so good at recovering that ball. Yeah, he's a really good technically fantastic player. Sorry about that, guys. Just muted myself whilst that motorbike went past. And 2 out of 3 clearances completed. So that is his stats in the defensive department. So we are going to compare him now with Rice, who I think will be probably the one that we'll be looking, keeping a close eye on Lobotka and making sure we kind of try and stop him from making progress in this match. Because I think Manu does like to get a bit further forward, and Rice will probably just sit there, as I said earlier. So Let's have a look at Rice's stats. But like I said, Lobotka, an outstanding footballer. So Rice again has played all 3 matches. His passing accuracy is 92.67, so it's more or less the same with Lobotka, but slightly less. His top speed 32 kilometers an hour, 29.7 average per match. Distance cover 33.79. So again, similar to the distance that Lobotka has covered in his 3 matches so far. And I've just seen, guys, it actually tells you the average per match below. So I kind of worked that out earlier that with Lobotka, and it would have said underneath what his average per match was. So silly me. But anyway, I've seen this for Rice now, 10.67 average per match kilometers covered. So again, a lot of ground covered by Rice. Now Rice's distribution, he's completed 192 out of 206. So I think that's slightly less overall than Lobotka. Lobotka's a bit better, but obviously Rice has made more passes. Short passes 55 out of 58, very good. Medium passes 126 out of 136, and long passes completed 11 out of 12. So again, Rice is great at getting those long passes, and really, trying to get in behind like Lobotka tries and tries to, kind of feed them balls through into the forwards. And then a few other stats there for you as well, which I'm not going to get into. You can see them on screen. Like I said, yeah, so there's a few more stats there from Rice's perspective. That's his distribution. Now, his defending, he's made 7 tackles, so again, I think this is a lot more than, it's a few more than Lobotka. He's won 4 tackles, he's lost 3. Balls recovered, he's recovered 21, so 1 more than Lobotka. And clearances completed, he's done 1 out of 3. So again, Lobotka just edges him on that. So it's very much, it's going to be an interesting battle in that midfield for me with Rice and Lobotka. And the reason I say those 2 players, as I said, anybody that's just tuned in, I think that Manu, if he does start, will be the one that kind of is licensed to go forward a bit more. Rice will just kind of stay in that area where Lobotka will be, and just keep an eye on him more. So, but obviously Manu will get back and help out and sure get tackles in on Lobotka too when he can. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting matchup. The stats, like I say, are very close between these 2 players. But I kind of pinpointed those 2 because I thought that those 2 players are really a key part of the midfield. And so it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top in that battle. But yeah, another player that I want to mention as well. We're going to have a compare with 2 other players now. Okay, maybe in different positions now, but they are actually in the forward line. So I kind of thought these are 2 comparable players. So first, I want to go with Even Scrans, who has been really impressive for me so far in this tournament. By the way, he has played He's played all 3 games. Obviously, come off in a few of those games. 245 minutes played. Like I say, he scored 2 goals. So yeah, like I said, knows where the back of the net is. 2 goals in 3 games is not a bad stat to look at there. 4 total attempts, no assists, 83.34% passing accuracy. So fairly good with his passing too. His top speed kilometre an hour is 31.6. That's 31.04 average per match. And the distance covered 26.13 kilometres. So that's about 8 kilometres average per match. So look, you would expect that from a forward. I think a forward is obviously you do need to get back, but obviously not going to cover as much ground as maybe a midfielder in the centre of the park will. So yeah, he's still done a fair bit of running, and like I say, he's got 1 yellow card to his name. Now the attacking stats. Let's have a look at the attacking stats in a bit more detail. Obviously, 2 goals, one with his right foot, and then the other one with his head. So obviously right, and he's obviously right-footed, even though he is right-footed because he is on the right. Yeah, that's right. I think about that. And yeah, he's good with his head too. So quite a tall player too. So he's going to be a tricky opponent to come up against, and our defense has to be wary of that. Now his distribution here. So like I said, he's passing accuracy 83.34%. He's completed 50 out of 60 passes, so that's quite good. Short pass 18 out of 20, medium pass 31 out of 36. But long passes 1 out of 4, so not as good maybe in the long passes about. However, he's not really in the team to be making long passes, is he? If we're honest, he's out on the wing, on the right hand side. So obviously he's wanting to get crosses in, but he's not in that midfield where he needs to spray the ball out right or left. If you're in the centre of the park, you tend to need to have a bit more better accuracy with those long range passes. And a few more stats there that I'm not going to get into, but obviously you can see a few of those there in the graphic there. Now, so yes, Scrans, I think he's a fantastic player, and I think we are going to have to be wary of him. And obviously he is on the right, so our left. So be up against Kyle Walker if Walker does start at left back. So yeah, I mean, look, Walker hasn't been the best so far in this tournament. I'm not going to lie to you; he's looked not as good as what maybe I was expecting him to be, but he's still a good player, and hopefully he can kind of get a few gears up now. We're into the knockouts. Now, Jude Bellingham is another player that I want to kind of compare. Jude Bellingham has come under quite a bit of criticism in the last few games. Obviously, he did get his goal in the first game, but he has been quite quiet since. But I wanted to back this up with stats here about how he has actually played through the stats eye. And obviously, he has played in all 3 matches. He's played predominantly the most of the games, 266, averaging 88.867 average per match. So he's sometimes come off, but he still started every game. 1 goal he scored, as I said, that goal. Really good finish in that first game, of course. And his passing accuracy is 89.67, which is good. Maybe we expect a bit more from him in that department, to be honest with you. His passing needs to be up a few more percent for me. But it's still a high score, 89.67, isn't it? Now his top speed, 33.5 kilometers an hour, averaged at 31.97 average per match. His distance covered is 29.98 kilometers. Again, an average of 9.67 average per match. So again, covering quite a bit of ground, of course. Now, his a bit of distribution stats. He passes completed 158 out of 175. Short passes 44 out of 52. Medium passes 108 out of 115. Long passes completed 6 out of 8. And as you can see, a few more stats there, as you can see on the graphic. Passes into the attacking third 16. Times in possession 213. So yeah, I mean, look, Bellingham hasn't been the high standards that we expect. But if you look at his stats, they aren't as bad as what people are making out. Yes, he hasn't been in the games enough. I get that. And he hasn't done enough. But he's still done a lot of work that maybe people have not noticed. Now, the attack, like I say, he did score with his head in it, and that's the only goal he scored. But yeah, those 2 players, I know obviously Bellingham does play in the cam position. Obviously, Scrans plays as part of the front 3 for Slovakia, but I do think they're players that obviously are key men going forward. Obviously, I know the likes of Harry Kane for us is a key guy, but I couldn't really have any comparison with the centre forward for Slovakia in due respect to Bosniak, who has not really done much. And Harry Kane, to be fair, has not done much either. So I don't know why I'm saying that Bosniak hasn't. Yes, Harry Kane's got his goal, but he hasn't done anything apart from that. So that's kind of it, really, isn't it? So yeah, that's why I've kind of compared those 2. Look, both players, obviously Scrans has had the better Sorry guys, I do have to keep pausing because obviously there's like motorbikes coming past. It's a nightmare. Right, anyway. As I was saying, Scrans has probably been the better player, to be honest with you. Well, he has, hasn't he? He's got 2 goals to his name, and you know, he's looked a lot better. Bellingham has only really performed to his even in that first game when he scored, he did go a bit quiet as well in that game after the goal. So it hasn't been as effective as what we'd like, but we know the qualities of Bellingham. So I think Scrans definitely wins that battle, but obviously it doesn't mean that he's going to win the battle tonight. But from what we've seen, Scrans has been the better player overall. Now, my final piece of this live show today is obviously we know the defence. I have obviously spoken about Scrans and how he's going to be a real threat going for obviously, you know, trying to get a goal. You know what I mean? Going forward, he's going to be a real threat for us. Real threat against us, sorry. I don't know. He's going to be a threat. He's going to be a key man we're going to have to look out for, basically, right? You know what I'm trying to say here. And I've pinpointed one player who I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. I've got some data and stats to back it up again. I've gone all stats with you guys today for some reason, but I do like to kind of back it up with stats, to be honest with you. But Mark Gay is going to be one. Obviously, he's on the left of the centre halves, so he's going to. Well, let me just. Yeah, he is going to be the man that's obviously going to be closer than Stones. So Gay is going to have to look at Scrans and obviously be wary of Bosniak in the middle, because obviously he may come up with a goal if we leave him free in the penalty area. But Gay might have to come out wide and get a tackle in on the edge of his penalty area. So yeah, but yeah, Gay, he has been outstanding. Our best defender, by the way. And after all the questions that were asked, he was questioned before this tournament, saying, "Oh, he hasn't had much experience in international football. You know, is he going to be able to be good enough for the international stage? You know, and all these questions that were being asked, and he's well and truly shut those doubters up with performance. Because ironically, he's the best defender that we've seen. Okay, there is bigger tests for us to come in the tournament. Knockout starts now, of course. But what he has done, I've really impressed by him. Now, there is going to be sterner tests, and that's why we're going to see is Gay up to the task there. But so far, he's been our best defender. And nobody can actually disagree here. Now, let's have a look at his stats in detail. Obviously, he has played all 3 games. And he's pretty much played the full 3 games, 90 average minutes. So yeah, I don't think he's come off as he in any of the games, from what I remember. Obviously 90. Obviously, I don't know if they bear in mind extra time, not extra injury time. You know what I mean? But I don't think he's even come off in injury time either. So I think he's played all the 3 games. Now his tackles 1.5. That's 1.67 average per match. Balls recovered 26. That, like I say. We go back to it. He can't, you know. I think there was one moment in one of the games where he did give the ball away, but then what did he do? He recovered and got back and got a tackle in, and that is what you need from your defenders. They're not going to do everything right. They're not going to complete every pass correctly, but what you do expect is if you do lose it, get back in there and get stuck in. You know, and that's what Mark Gay has done. Now, his passing accuracy has been 93%, so that is very high, isn't it? That's really good. Absolutely. His top speed, 32.8 kilometers an hour. And then his distance covered is 29.15 kilometers. That's an average of 9.34 average per match. So, look, I know obviously he's got 1 yellow card to his name, but these stats don't lie, guys. Now, the defending, just in a bit more closer detail, like I say, 4 tackles, 1 out of 5. 1 tackle lost, 26 recoveries of the ball, 3 blocks, crucial blocks at that, never scared to get his body in front of any shot that comes his way, and you know, that's what you want from your centre halves. Clearance completed 4 out of 5, And yeah, obviously he's not conceding any penalties, own goals none, which is good. Attempts to concede on target none. So he has really nullified the attack that he's come up against so far. Of course, more stern tests to come. I'm not saying there isn't, but so far so good. His passes completed is 197 out of 210. Short passes 34 out of 39. Medium passes 103 out of 158. Long passes 10 out of 13, which is good for a defender. And a few more stats there that you can see. Passes into the attacking third 12, so he does like to get the ball forward when he can. And yeah, so a few more stats there as well for you. But yeah, big up to Mark Gay. He has been outstanding. I believe that these last couple of games will stand in good stead for the knockouts against sterner opposition. And his confidence will be up as well. He'll feel good about himself now. You know, okay, he's had a great season at Crystal Palace, so his confidence is already quite good anyway. But I just mean on the international stage, obviously, he's built that confidence up. You know, he's played a few games with Stones now, so he's getting used to playing with Stones. So, yeah, he's been so good. But, yeah, like I said, anybody that didn't catch my prediction show yesterday, the traffic on this road is a nightmare. Anybody that didn't see my prediction of this game, I have actually gone for a 2-1 England win. But I wouldn't be surprised if that is after extra time, and I wouldn't be surprised if Slovakia win. Now, if Slovakia win, this is going to be another Iceland story, where we were embarrassed by Iceland in the Euros in 2012, was it? And yeah, I mean, look, it was a horrible night for us against Iceland, and if we lose to Slovakia, that will be another, you know, a real similar scenario, won't it? I think, but I kind of just think that we will win, but I'm not confident. I don't think you can be confident, can you? Because what we've seen so far has been we've just stumbled over the line in games. We've won 1 out of 3 games. We've drawn the other 2. You know, we couldn't even break down, you know, Slovenia. Denmark, obviously they're a good side. Obviously ended up going out in the knockouts, but they're a good side, and obviously we drew against them, but we should have won that game as well. So it's hard to be confident, but we can only hope that we will perform better tonight. We need to be. The reality is, guys, no matter who we're against, we have to perform better tonight. Because if we play like we have done in the past few games, then there is a real chance we can get beat here. Because Slovakia are no mugs, and I've kind of gone through a few players in this live, a few key players. Even I could have even brought in Duda into the conversation in that midfield, because I think Duda's a brilliant player in that midfield. Haraslin on the left-hand side for Slovakia, he's another good player that can get forward. The defence, I don't think they're defending. I don't think the defence is that bad either. Yes, okay, they've conceded quite a few, but they've got a good, solid foundation. So, look, we're going to have to wait and see. But for me, we do just edge it. But I'm not going to the game with confidence, and I think that's pretty much every England fan really that's honest with themselves won't be going to that game with confidence because of what we've seen. England won, Slovakia nil. Says Palmer to get the winner for the 3 Lions. Nice, yeah, Palmer. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't surprise me if he scores, but yeah, well, nice score. Like I say, it does sound a bit of a boring watch, but winning the game ultimately. But yeah, guys, I mean, look, it's been a great stream. I hope you've enjoyed my stats that I've been bringing to the table this afternoon. But yeah, I just thought I'd bring a few. Just do the previews a bit differently, really. You know, just look at the stats, compare a few players and the battles that I think expect to be where the game's going to be won and lost. So I thought, yeah, let's just kind of compare a few players. And yeah, that's what I've kind of done. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully I've not overstatted you guys, but yeah, I know I've enjoyed it. It's been a good stream, and hopefully we win tonight. But yeah, we will wait and see what happens. Great stream, mate. Just can't wait to see the new logo tomorrow. Yeah. Well, yeah, we will be releasing logo tomorrow, like you said. So I'm excited to show you guys. I really, really hope you guys like it. To be honest with you, I'm sure you will. I really like it. So hopefully you guys do too. We're actually going to do a Huddersfield show tomorrow, by the way, guys. We're going to do a show. I'm not sure what time. It'll be in the afternoon. But I'm going to do a Huddersfield Town show, like a round, which obviously look at, because I haven't done one for a while, so we're going to look at obviously the latest rumours, transfer rumours. Obviously, we could potentially just touch upon the first pre-season game, obviously, that was yesterday, which we won 5-0 against Emley. And yeah, just have a catch-up on Huddersfield's stuff, really. Also, I know I've been doing a few videos, but it's just nice to have an interactive live stream where I can connect with you guys and you can kind of come in and share your thoughts too. So yeah, we're going to do that tomorrow. And yeah, the new logo will be present on the screen as well, so I'm excited. So yeah, look guys, have a good rest of the day. If you are watching this on playback, please do make sure you drop a like, subscribe, and let me know your thoughts on this game as well ahead of the game tonight, if you get to see it before the game, of course. But yeah, thank you everyone in the chat. You know who you are. Aiden, you're always here. Appreciate you so much, honestly. Doug came in. Donna Diary came in. And yeah, obviously everybody else has watched that hasn't commented or has been watching over on X. I appreciate you guys too. But yeah, if you can, come over to the YouTube, subscribe, Huddersfield Town Fan TV. So much more content to come. I'm probably the most consistent I've ever been on this channel. And it's so good. It's so good to be able to say that. And I'm trying to get as much content as I can out there. And yeah, I'm doing really well. So it just proves that, if you do focus on yourself and don't allow, the toxicity of people to bring the worst out in you and make you kind of... I think my content was worse when I was around toxic people. And now I've kind of moved forward with that and got rid of these people. My content is actually, I feel like my content is actually a lot better and more consistent. So it just proves that, I think I did make the right decision in the end, eventually. But yeah, guys, have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the game later on. Now, I don't know if I'm going to do a match review of this game. Should I do a live stream later, guys, on this game? If we've got time, of course, because obviously the next game is pretty much directly after, isn't it? Depends if it goes to extra time, guys. There will be a live stream or a video out tonight on the England game. And then so yeah, I might see you guys later on for that. And then obviously tomorrow there's plenty more content coming on the channel too. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, guys, have a good rest of the day. Enjoy the game, like I said. And I'll see you on the next one. See you later, everybody. And thanks for tuning in, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support. It's always appreciated, much appreciated. You don't understand how much it means to me. But yeah, see you later, guys, and I'll see you very, very soon.